Dan Brown's Robert Langdon books are one of the weirdest success stories in modern popular literature. Apart from the central gimmick of making the hero a Harvard symbology professor who keeps getting wrapped up solving mysteries, fighting crimes, and unraveling conspiracies, always hatched by nefarious figures whose schemes always seem to involve solving puzzle clues based on classical art and literature, there wasn't a whole lot to distinguish the first one, Angels and Demons, from the rest of the airport book pop thriller pack. It did fine, yeah, but not exactly a gargantuan cultural event. But then he went and built the second book, The Da Vinci Code, around the whole what if Jesus Christ had a wife and the church covered it up to keep women out of power hypothesis. And, well, turns out popular culture hadn't grappled with that one in a little while, so the book became this huge pop feminism lit circle lightning rod for controversy because, and the whole thing was briefly a big enough deal that we wound up with this movie franchise where Academy Award-winning actors and filmmakers get together every couple of years and get all goofy with pulpy material that's maybe not the best use of their time, but tends to be a fun watch. That basically remains true for Inferno, which is movie number 3, finding Tom Hanks' Robert Langdon waking up with amnesia in Italy, trying to recover enough of his memory to thwart a mad billionaire's scheme to kill half the planet with a bioengineered plague virus, the source of which, for even more complicated reasons than usual, can only be located by solving a trail of clues related to Dante's Inferno and its attendant component artworks. Felicity Jones, Irfan Khan, Ben Foster all show up and likewise look a bit silly amid all this, but much like Hanks and director Ron Howard, the spectacle of watching supremely talented people put together something that more or less plays out like a big-budget network TV drama pilot is really quite a bit of fun, though none of them can chew the scenery with quite the same panache that Sir Ian McKellen did in the first movie. Now, the film doesn't actually go quite as gonzo story-wise as the book does this time around, but give credit to Ron Howard for keeping things interesting as possible by turning Hank's natural ordinariness and advancing age into a functioning element of the various chase scenes and fights, and depicting Langdon's damaged memories in the form of nightmare hallucinations that, when paired with all the gorgeous travelogue decor, occasionally threatens to turn the whole thing into a suburban multiplex answer to a lesser Dario Argento movie, so there's that. Plus, for good measure, the bad guy gets to rant and rave about overpopulation and plague history, which, when you combine it with all of the puzzle-solving business, meaning that Hanks gets to belt out half-baked art history lectures in the midst of a foot chase, it has the overall effect of sitting in a bar room with the world's drunkest community college professor. You're pretty sure you're not actually learning shit, but it sounds smart and you're having a good time. Now look, I still doubt that had the Da Vinci Code not randomly become this huge thing for a minute or so, that we ever would have had this movie series to begin with, but they're largely entertaining and it's always nice to see Tom Hanks clearly having a ball even amid all the pretend solemnity. These aren't great films, but at their best they're fun, and this year you can do a hell of a lot worse. 2.5 stars, worth checking out. Happy Halloween.